Get up. Pick up the Constitution.
Hello, everyone. We are going to start the show. And of course, I'm going to get my hair together. We're coming on just like a minute or so late. But you know, I always like to get you guys on first. We are going to start the show. And of course, I'm going to get my hair together. We're coming on just like a minute or so late. But you know, I always like to get you guys on first. We are going to start the show. And of course, I'm going to get my hair together. We're coming on just like a minute or so late. But you know, I always like to get you guys. It's not bad. There we go. Now I get my hair together as y'all log on. Got my ponytail holder on. And my little headband off. So, here we come, guys. Let's see what we can do different with my hair. Y'all think that's cute? What do y'all think? Okay, am I being cute or what? Yeah. Let me just go on and put this hair out. Yeah, we've got lots to talk about. I'm really excited about today's show. So we're coming on. If you can leave it on in the studio for just a minute, that part. Yeah. Yeah, we're coming on right now, guys. Welcome to the show. Happy Sunday. Wow, I'm so good. Trying to get used to this daylight saving time. Okay, let's get on. She's a hair doctor, trichologist, Lisa Akbari. Paging the hair doctor, paging the hair doctor. Let me see if I can get my phone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Happy Sunday. I'm so happy to hear you and some of you out there that are listening and looking in on me. Welcome to my cyber family. Welcome to everyone out there that is listening from their radio, from your computer, from your telephone, your iPhone. It's so good to see you guys as I try and get my hair together and get this headset on. Let's see if I can get my phone. I think, yeah. There we go. Welcome to the show. I'm really excited about today's show because we're going to talk about hair and scalp dehydration. Oh, yeah. I'm going to do that quite a bit nowadays that we are getting into the transition with. Okay, let's see. Okay, we've got something else going on. Hold on. Okay. Okay, so we as we go into this transition time, we're going into the time where we are moving from fall to winter. So we're really getting deep into it. We were summer, fall, and we're still doing a little bit of summer, fall around here. It depends on what part of the world you live in. And even if you live in an area that's warm all the time, you're still going to get some of that transition. It'll get a little drier in the air, and so it can affect your hair. So I want to talk about hair and scalp dehydration, which, by the way, is very, very real. We have people who have problems with hair and scalp dehydration. That someone wants to know, is my hair dry? Is it still damp? You mean, like, is it still wet? No, it's just fully hydrated. I have a Moisture Plus on, and I pulled it back into a scrunchie, and it's really, really hydrated. So it'll just kind of, the studio, it's not super dry in here, but it'll take up some of that moisture that's in my hair in just a minute. And by the way, this is one of the things you do during the transition times when it's dehydration time. This is one of the things that you do. You make sure that your hair is overly hydrated so that you can allow that dissipate, that you want, it's going to dissipate. You want to allow the air to just pull from, because think about it, when you have dryness, see if I can get my hair around these headset. It always looks so weird. When you have that dryness on your hair or dryness in the air, it draws from everything. Think about it. When you have, like in the winter months or the drier climates, you find yourself using more lotions. You find yourself with drier hands, knees, and feet and legs. It's the same with your hair. Your hair, the keratinized protein that your hair is formed of, it's the same protein that the skin is formed of, and it will dehydrate. So if you mean, is my hair still wet? No, my hair is not wet. I've just got it overly, I've got it super hydrated. And it's not heavy and sticky on my hands. It's just superly hydrated, super hydrated. Okay. All right. The phone lines are open. Let's see what we've got here. Hi there, and welcome to Ask the Hair Doctor. Okay. I think we thought we had a call, but we don't. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So let's see. Hello, and welcome to Ask the Hair Doctor. Hi, Anita. How are you today? Well, happy Thanksgiving to you, Anita. Did you come to the parade yesterday? Oh, okay. Well, the parade was wonderful. Did you go to the parade? It was wonderful. We were out there, and it was kind of chilly, but it was great. Yeah, but thank you for calling. You have a blessed, wonderful Thanksgiving, you and your family. Bye-bye. That was Anita. She calls every week, and she missed us last week, and so she called to say she's sorry she missed us. And yeah, yesterday was really super. There was a Christmas parade, Whitehaven Christmas parade. It's our Christmas parade local this year in Memphis. Every year in Memphis, and it was really great. We were out there. We had a float, and we were really letting people know about our school, because I'm really, really excited about the school, because the school is it's really something that I'm a tool that I'm able to use to really help with the future of our industry. Because one of the things that I really believe in is, if you're going to change things within your industry or within, um, if you have something that you want to see different, and you just have to get involved. You have to get involved yourself. And so with the school, I will be able to help cosmetologists who are going out there in the field and give them this trichology piece, a lot of the science behind what we do, in addition to what the state law requires. I will be able to help out with getting them to understand more about why our hair and scalp does what it will do, and why do we have all these hair and scalp problems. I'm going to try and fluff my hair up just a little bit more. Yeah, it's not wet. It's dry, but it's not dried out. It's not dehydrated. It's very hydrated is what you're seeing. So, okay. So yeah, we were there yesterday, and we had a float, and it was really exciting. Our Cosmetology Institute is a school, a cosmetology school. We specialize in various types of programs. One of the big programs we're pushing right now, besides the cosmetology program, is our natural hair program. It's a really good program, because right now you have this revolution toward natural hair. You have people that, it was like a movement initially, and then now it's just this big revolution. And we wanted to offer something that would allow a person to get into the industry without having to go to school for a very long time. And so this helped. So you can get this program under 6 months. You will have your license. We work with you. The cool thing is, we work with our students very closely, and we can help you out with scholarships and financial help. And we just do so many things. And we also introduce trichology to you, which is the science of hair. So you will understand about traction alopecia along the hairline, how that hairline begins to thin, or problems with a chronic itchy scalp. and hair breakage, chronic, knowing the difference between shedding and breakage, those kinds of things that we do. There's a wealth of knowledge in the natural hair book. We also, at the end, we're working with our students to give them these boot camps to help them hold their hand as they pass the boards, and even work with them on job placement, making sure they get a job and get into the industry, get that experience. We have salons ourselves. Many students come in to work with us. We also have where we can help you get into your own salon, whatever is needed. That's what we do with our students. So if you need or want more information about our Cosmetology Institute and our natural hair class, which is starting, and our cosmetology classes and esthetician and all the classes we offer, then you can just call our number 901-380-4445. So yesterday, at the Christmas parade, the big Christmas parade we have every year in our city, it's called the Whitehaven Christmas Parade. Miss Hazel Moore, she's a outstanding woman, individual pioneer. She's actually in the hair industry. They call her the mayor of Whitehaven. So she was pretty cool. I mean, she's a sweetheart. She gave me one of my first jobs, I tell you. So she's a really cool lady. And that's been 100 years ago. But she's over that parade, and she's been having it for many, many years. I think about 15, 16 years. And so we were excited about being involved with Miss Hazel. Okay, we're going to start the show. And the show is going to be about hair and scalp dehydration. I'm going to put up a link, and I'll continue to put that link up because I want to talk about a program that we offer with hair and scalp dehydration. Besides having the opportunity to come into our institute for hair and scalp analysis, if you would like, or having chronic dryness or breakage, then you can, in addition to that, you can order Aura instead of that. If you are a long distance patient and it's going to be hard for you to get into our city, then you can just order by clicking on that link, and you can order our hair and scalp dehydration program. But I'd like for you, if you do order it, to make sure that you email me and request that questionnaire. Matter of fact, if I see your order come through, I'm going to send you a questionnaire, and what that will do is allow me an opportunity to customize your program, because some people have relaxed hair, some people have natural hair, color treated hair, those kinds of things, or have situations with the itchy scalp or flaky scalp. In addition to the hair and scalp dehydration, then I can write your program and make it custom so that it fits you. And even though we have what we call custom to hair and scalp dehydration program, that's pretty standard. We also have when I have the questionnaire, I can make it more custom to your specific needs. So deal with all of your specifics. So, all right. So today, let's get right to it. Our phone lines are open. If you're just tuning in today for the first time, I'm trichologist Lisa Akbari, your hair doctor. For the next about 45 minutes, I'm going to be your hair doctor, answering all your questions. Our phone lines are open at 901-535-9342. That's 901-535-9342. If you have any questions about hair and scalp dehydration, or if you have questions about our Cosmetology Institute, just give me a call at 901-535-9342. I'm also going to put up my number to the Institute, so you can call. They'll be open tomorrow to answer all your questions about hair products, appointments, about our school. We're just excited about you taking interest in what we do. And if you called in for the first time, or if you're tuning in or for the first time, welcome to the show. If you want to tune in and see me face to face right now, you can go to my YouTube page and type in Lisa Akbari, and it's going to pop up live because I have a live show right now. Okay, if you have any questions for me, the chat room is open on that very same page at Lisa Akbari right on YouTube. You can just type in my name and it'll pop up, and you can chat in. I think is that Deanna? Did I answer your question? You said, is your hair dry? Is that what you meant? Was it wet? So if you're still tuning in, and if I pronounce your name correct, Diana, Ina, I hope I did. Okay, all right. So let's get to our topic today. And I put together a few notes because I just want to stay really organized here. Okay. I had some questions. I put some notes and I put some of the questions because this is one where I get tons of questions about. So I'm just going to kind of go down just several of these. I mean, just some quick questions, and I'm going to answer all of them. One is hair and scalp dehydration just like body dehydration? What causes it? How can I fix it? What happens if I don't fix it? How can I prevent it? Will certain hair products cause hair and scalp dehydration? Can chemicals cause this type of dehydration? Is hair dehydration different from scalp dehydration? Can men have it too? Do heated tools cause it? These are great questions. And then we have like a list of specific questions about certain things that people have gone through. And then we've got some more hair news. Yeah, we've got some, but we'll talk about that at the end of the show. But my phone lines are open. As I said, I'm Lisa Akbari, your hair doctor, and we're here each and every Sunday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. right here in the WDI studios and iHeartRadio. So if you're trying to tune in from anywhere in the world, you can always do so by downloading the iHeart app, and we are free and live. Let's go to our phone lines. Hi. Oops. Okay, well, caller, I'm sorry if we cut you off. Call us back at 901-535-9342 if you have a question for me. So you can download the iHeart app, and then you can listen to us from anywhere in the world. So, and if you have a question for me, you can call us on our phone line at 901-535-9342, or you can go to Lisa Akbari on YouTube, and you can send me a chat, and then I will answer just your chat. All right, so let's go to the first one. Is scalp and hair dehydration just like the body dehydration? So my answer to that would be yes and no. Okay, yes, scalp is skin, and with skin being a part of the body, and hair being a part of the body, then scalp being a part of the skin, then you're going to have that same connection and that same problem. Now the difference is in that's why I said yes and no. Hair is a little slightly different. Scalp is a little different from your body skin, and hair is even more different. So let me just explain what I'm saying. Number one, with your scalp has hair extending from it, emerging from it. So your scalp is going to be different in that most of the hair, the dehydration of the scalp is going to stem from problems with things that you are putting on your hair and are directly causing your scalp to dry out. Also within the body systems, you can dehydrate and cause your scalp to be dry. So with your hair, it's always directly what's happening with the outside, what you're putting on the hair or what's happening to your hair, indirectly from what's happening with your body. So it's the same, it's dry, but it's a little different. And also the manifestation is different. Now, there's a question that says, I have a flaky, itchy, and dry scalp. So see, that's the difference. Like with your scalp, you can feel your scalp. If you touch it, if you pinch it, you can feel it. If you scratch it. With your hair, you can't feel it. There's no feeling in the hair, of course. So with your scalp, you're going to notice sometimes flakes. Now, not all flakes are equal, and we're going to talk about this more in some upcoming shows. Not all flakes are equal. And so you may have a flaky scalp, and it may be from a pollutant that's stemming from hair product, or it may be stemming from the dry skin, or it may be stemming from something environmental like dust and debris. If you have an itchy scalp, that's just like a headache. The pain receptors are responding. You're saying, okay, your scalp is itching. This means something is wrong. Now, that's going to mean either you need to shampoo, you have dry scalp, or there's some other things that are going on within the body that that may be causing this, like within your that's causing this dryness. So we have to take a look, or something that's on the actual hair that's causing the scalp to become dry, as I said earlier. So I mean, and so if the scalp is dry, you tend to have the itch. So the pain receptors are basically responding, and it's saying that you have a dirty scalp, dry scalp, itchy scalp, excuse me, dirty scalp, dry scalp, polluted scalp, or there's some injury or some scalp disease. So that's when you have a trichologist, one that uses a handheld microscope to examine your scalp and hair. And then from there, they can determine if you need to see a dermatologist to, if it appears to be something of a disease state. Okay? Taina. Thank you, Taina. All right, so Taina and dryness on the last part of your question, Taina. The last part of your question on dry scalp, that again, if you feel the tightness, generally that tells you it's more dealing with the epidermis, the top cornea layer. If that tightness is there, then it's probably worn and thin, and it's tightening up. So that's going to make a difference in your scalp and how dry it is. You'll feel that tightness. Our scalp treatments, we have scalp treatments for that. If you go on our website, and I'm going to put a link up for you for our scalp treatments. And the scalp treatments, they help with various things like the flaky, itchy, and dry scalp. So when we look at, let's go to our website. I'm going to go to the site, and then I'm going to get you this link. Now, if we have 3 levels that you can purchase online, and one of the scalp treatments that you can purchase is scalp treatment level 1. It's basically formulated to help with the overall care of the scalp, as all of my scalp treatments are, but this is designed to raise the moisture level in the scalp. It's really specifically designed to raise your moisture level. So it'll address that dry scalp problem. It's really pure, it's formulated. It has it prevents scalp dehydration. So if you know you have just dehydrated scalp, a tight, dry scalp, then the level 1 would definitely help, because it's going to increase some elasticity in the skin. It's also good to use around the point of departure, where you start to pull braids right around the hairline, or with weave, or some of the styles that really pull. So it's just blotting it into the areas. It's really great for that, and it helps with these problems. And then we have the level, the number 2 level of scalp treatment is really good as well. That level is one that, and these are all scalp treatments that can help with different symptoms like that. What's for dryness? This one is to help to level 2 is made to seal in moisture. So for example, if you find your scalp dry, it seems to be moist when you first finish shampooing, and middle of the day it seems to get tight and dry. Then after you've shampooed, rinse your conditioner off, you can put this scalp treatment level 2 on, and it'll seal in your moisture so you won't dry out as you're drying. It's great for dry, patchy areas. It helps with that because it's an oil. It's a pure oil, and it's wonderful. Okay, so it also helps with tightness of the scalp, but it really does help with those dry areas, how the skin may start out moist and then it dehydrates. So it really helps with that. And then we have the level 3. Now the level 3 is going to help with all of the above. It's going to help. It has a really high level anti-itch cream oil in it. These are all natural. And our level 3 scalp treatment helps with dehydration. So it helps with dry scalp. It helps with flaky scalp. And it also helps with itchy scalp. And that's the difference in the level 3 scalp treatment. And I'm going to put this level, the link on our, I'm going to link that. You can call my Institute at 901-380-4445. But I'm also going to put the link on the chat room so that if you there, you can just link onto it and you will be able to order those. So I'm just going to put a link on our scalp treatment. See if we can get that in there. And I remember, if you're just tuning in, I'm Trichologist Lisa Akbari, your hair doctor, and we're talking about hair and scalp dehydration. Hair and scalp dehydration is a very real problem that many people don't think about a lot. They don't think about how their scalp can dry out. This is the perfect time, and you're going to hear me talk a lot about hair and scalp dehydration. We actually have one more show before spring as we go into 2017 about hair and scalp dehydration, because it is so crucial that we keep this on our mind, because during the months, your transition months, like between going from summer to fall, it's a transition. Then from fall to winter, and then from winter to spring, that's when you have the most problems with your scalp drying out. So you really have to be careful with how you care for your scalp, just like your body. You have to take care. Your skin is going to get drier in the drier climates, whether you're traveling or whether it's just really dry in your area, or doing the areas like in Memphis where we have all 4 seasons. You're going to find yourself dehydrating on your hands, feet, legs, and your hair will as well. So Taina, for your Taina, for your, I want to say it correctly because my last name is Akbari, like blackberry, and some people will say Akbari. So I do try hard to give the correct pronunciation of someone's name. So just bear with me if I sound it out that way, and I thank you for doing that. Let's see. So for your flaky, itchy, and dry scalp, then I think the level 3 would be the best for you. We also have a full program for shampoos and conditioners and things like that. But one of the things that I want you to keep in mind is that you must clarify your scalp every week. And sometimes in many cases, if you're having these problems, you really need to look at making sure that you are actually shampooing with something called a pre-poo. So before you wet your hair, you want to take an applicator bottle of your clarifying shampoo, and you want that clarifying shampoo to be at the pH of 4.5 to 5.5. You've heard me say this before, which is the pH of your hair and scalp. And then you want to put it on your scalp with that applicator bottle, the points just kind of going through your hair and then down to your scalp, and then taking your fingers under your hair and massaging into your scalp, and then wrapping a cotton around your hairline and putting a plastic cap on your head and sitting under the dryer for about, I would say, 30 minutes maximum. It shouldn't take you that long to sweat, because what you want to do is really you want to preheat the dryer and you want to sweat. You want to make sure that you're able to get a good sweat. So what that's doing is your body is detoxing, and it's dumping that waste and salt. It'll help to clarify out your pores. That's what you can do on your own when you're not able to get into a clinic that specializes in these types of problems. So I'm going to put a link so you have an opportunity to look at and read about our scalp treatments, and also look at some of our programs, because we have programs for dry, itchy, flaky scalp. So I'm going to get that link up here for you. So I hope that answered your question. Now, just keep in mind, once you've done that pre-poo and you've done that under the dryer, you want to make sure that afterwards you rinse really well and go back and do one more shampoo application, and then you're ready to go back and condition your hair. And then after you've rinsed your conditioner off and you are ready to seal in your hydration of your scalp, because your scalp will be a little moist at that point, and you want to use the level 3 because it has an anti-itch oil in it and anti-dryness, anti-flaking oils. So use that one instead of the 1, 2 separately, and then the 3. So you just use the 3, and then you're ready to style and really look at your couple of things. And besides your hygiene or care regimen, you also have to look at what you're doing as relates to your styles and your dryer time, because so often we get in so much trouble, whether we have relaxed or natural hair, we get in so much trouble with our dryer time. We tend to stay under the dryer for extended amount of time. So we tend to really have problems with that, because a lot of times we will be under the dryer just to get our hair dry, and our scalp has dried out. Because once your scalp dries, your scalp is going to dehydrate. But what will keep your scalp from dehydrating is changing your dryer time. But also, in order to get your hair dry, you can actually start out with a cool dryer. So I would take whatever dryer time I normally sit under. I would do the first half on cool, and then the last half on warm. That way your scalp and hair has a chance to dry, and the oils that you're using, the scalp treatments, will lock up against your scalp and close down into your pores and lock in that moisture. It'll seal it, because that coolness from the dryer will help those oils to kind of solidify. But the cool thing is these products are clean. So if you're solidifying, they're not going to be something that's going to be hard to shampoo away. And then in many cases, the skin will absorb it, and some of that excess may dissipate. So you won't have any problems with this causing a negative buildup. So that hopes I've helped you on that one. Okay, so our phone lines again. I'm Trichologist Lisa Akbari, and our phone lines are open, and our chat room is open. And the number is 901-535-9342. That's 901-535-9342. And if you want to use an 800 number, 800 number is 800-503-9342, and that's 800-503-9342. Okay, all right, so let me get that link to our scalp treatments up so that you can order. And then later on in the show, before we go off the air, I'll make sure I have the link for the scalp program up. All right, so let's see. Scalp treatments, here we are. It's my hair nutrition system, and I'm going to put that right up so that you will have that, because you guys, you don't have to suffer with scalp problems. I mean, you just don't. So I'm going to make sure you don't suffer with that. I am going to help you. I'm going to be your hair doctor and help you. Okay, so there is that link. Let's get this one up. There we go. And that's the link. And then you have the name of the scalp treatments. It's scalp treatments, and it's from my hair nutrition system. Okay, so let's get back to our show. Now, what causes this hair and scalp dehydration? It's really pretty simple. The moisture levels drop. Your moisture levels within your hair and scalp are important, because even though the scalp and the hair is mostly composed of a protein called keratin, you have to have moisture for balance. So everything that you use on your hair and every action that you take, you have to consider your moisture levels. So in other words, when you use your conditioners, they need to be protein and moisture, so that you can have that delicate protein moisture level within the hair shaft stay balanced. When you are, as I said earlier, when you're styling your hair, you have to make sure you look at your dryer times. You have to look at the climate. You put on a sweater when you go outside, because it's going to be cold. You lotion your hands. You get out of your car and you get into your office or your workplace. You put lotion on your hands because your hands are dry. We don't think about our scalp. We generally just scratch it. So you have to, the dehydration is caused by the moisture levels dropping, because the climate It's literally drawing the moisture from your clothes, from your scalp, from your hair, and it's just the moisture levels dropping. How can you fix it? The way you fix it is by the things that I mentioned. You want to hydrate every day. Hydrate, hydrate, and more hydrate. Just like you would do your face. You hydrate your skin daily. I do. I'm sure you do. Then, and you lotion daily. And with your scalp and hair, you have to do the same. With your scalp, you basically have to oil your scalp. You don't have to put moisturizer on it, but you need to put a clean oil with your and what that means is you want one that's not going to clog your pores. You with your hair, you need to hydrate and then seal it with oil if you have extremely dry hair. And that's going to be on a daily basis during your transition weather or when you get into your harsh dry weather. Like in our city, winter is really dry starting late December, January, February. We're pretty dry. And then we go right into our transition weather again as we move into spring. So it just depends. You've just got to really be on top of that. You've got to really pay attention to what's actually happening with your hair and scalp. Because with your hair and scalp, if your moisture levels drop, you're going to get all the symptoms: itchy, flaky, tender. You're going to get dryness, and the dryness generally comes after the tender. The tender comes later on when you've scratched a lot and your cornea has become worn and thin, and you're down almost into the basal layer where your receptors can begin to respond, and those are your pain receptors, so you start to feel that itch. All right, guys, this is exciting because we are talking about hair and scalp dehydration. I'm always excited when I get to talk about this because so many people suffer from this. Some don't even know what's going on. They just find themselves scratching their scalp all the time, or they find themselves trying to plow on certain things during certain times of the year that's supposed to help their scalp, keep it from being dry. And so we don't want to do that. We want to make sure that we are addressing, getting to the root cause. And one of the ways to really keep a healthy scalp and how we fix it is to keep a clean and acidic, stimulated, hydrated environment. And how do we do that? One, we shampoo inside of 7 days. And if you have this combination of itchy, flaky, and tender, then we have to make sure that we are, yes, you are welcome, dear. We have to make sure that we are shampooing every 3 days, because then we have a chronic situation because we have all those symptoms. Then that's our clean environment. And we want to use a clarifying shampoo. But the key is, so that you don't dehydrate and you're not stripping your hair and scalp, is to find one with the pH 4.5 to 5.5. So that's the pH of your hair and scalp. Then we want to make sure we don't use these cosmetic polluted shampoos. In other words, you don't want, if it says hydrating shampoo or moisturizing shampoo or things like that, then you're going to have a problem with it causing a filmy buildup. So no hydrated shampoos, no moisturizing shampoos. Those shampoos, I know why we use them. We use them because they make our hair soft and they detangle, but they cause a buildup of cosmetic. So that can attribute to those flakes. So that clean, acidic, you want to stimulate it. When you shampoo, you want your fingers under your hair and you want to pressure massage your scalp so that you can have this nice stimulation of the skin, because it's so important to stimulate your blood circulation. So you want that nice pressure massage. So you want a clean, acidic, stimulated, hydrated. You don't want to use your nails. Hydrated. So again, drier times, sealing in your moisture levels, making sure you have styles that will not cause you to sit on dry. And then you gotta let some of these things dry natural, some of these styles. So you want to make sure of that as well. Okay, it says, and how can you prevent it? The things that I just mentioned. What will certain hair products cause this? Certain hair products, as I said earlier, will attribute to the flakiness. Also, some hair products can dehydrate your scalp, like certain gels and mousse, those kind of things. You know, we don't use those as much anymore as we used to, But if you're using a gel or a mousse, you're going to find yourself with most of those symptoms: itchy, flaky, tender, dryness, all of those things. So you want to avoid that. Use moisturizers more than, because even with your natural hair or even with relaxed hair, you will find that moisturizers, depending on how dense it is, it will actually control the hair, allow the hair to lie down for you. So you can send me a question, email me, lisa@lisaakbari.com, if you have just a list of the things that may be bothering you about your hair and scalp, and I can kind of deal with your specifics. I think that's really fair to you. Again, I'm trichologist Lisa Akbari. The chat room is a little busy, but the phone lines are just not. They're open, but they're just not buzzing. But we're going to take a chat question. You have a yes, you have a question. I think it's Connie. Yes, hi Connie. You said, can you use almond or jojoba oil on your scalp? You can. I would say out of the two, jojoba, because it's more like skin oil. Almond is a little bit dense, not as dense as olive and some of the others, but jojoba would be my choice out of the two. Yes, you can, but I would recommend a blend. Jojoba is almost like skin oil. It doesn't seal as much, but it does go in and it covers the skin, so it's almost has what most people think hydrating benefits, but it covers the skin beautifully and it feels like skin oil. So your oil levels seem to be higher in your actual skin. But my oil sheen in a jar is what I would recommend. And that oil sheen in a jar, it's a little bit more dense. It's got a blend of oils, and it will help to actually seal, which is what you want to do. But you don't want to be too heavy. You want to be able to take oil, rub it in your fingers, on the back of your hand, and then you want to just feel it and see a nice shine. You don't want to see, you have a sticky feel to it. You just want to have a nice shine. That's how you know how friendly it is. I hope that helps, Connie. All right, and I'm going to put a link to my oil sheen in a jar up as well. But while I'm answering this question, she said, hi, hair doctor. This is Divan. Oh, hi. It's Divani. I think I have it pronounced correctly. I purchased one of your programs recently. Do I recommend, you asking me, do I recommend to wear hats during the winter to help with dry hair? Does cold weather really cause dryness? Yes, the cold weather causes dryness. Hats are allowed, but you have two options. You can either wear a hat, but you must always keep your hair covered with a, we call them treatment turbans. I think you're familiar with those. Put them inside all of your hats, or you have to make sure all your hats are lined with a nylon or satin, because if you don't, thank you, Deanna. I think she said I pronounced it correctly. Okay. You also have to have, if you have the hat lined, then you don't have to worry about the turban, because you want to make sure, because a lot of the hats are either the sweater knit or it's the wool, because those are the best kinds to keep your head warm, but you have to protect your hair and scalp from it. So that's pretty cool if you want to do that. And the reason weather causes it, just like I was saying earlier, the dry, cold winter, if you have dry, cold winters where you live, the dry, cold winter will cause a problem, because the dry, cold winter will draw from your hair and it will dry you out. So I think we got to pause. The dry, cold winter will draw from your hair and cause you to dry out. So you want to, yes, the hat is a good way to protect. Scarves are as well. Let's see, we have Rosaline. What are your thoughts about dicing on, I think, what is that? Let me pull that out, because I'm not sure what she means. Terminology varies so much. On dry hair before shampooing, and then shampooing after, unless you're saying deep cleaning, and maybe you're trying to give me the abbreviation for that. Let's see if that's something out there, that, because when you guys came up with fairy nuts, I decided that I was going to look up everything that y'all say, even though I think it may be an acronym for something that I've said. Let's see. Let me make sure. What does that mean? After relaxer, okay, da, da, da. After. Okay, so what is this? Okay. And again, if you're just tuning in, I'm trichologist Lisa Akbari, your hair doctor. And today we're talking about dehydrated hair and scalp. And we've got lots of questions on our chat. We're going to get to you guys. Just hold on. Let's see. After question about. All righty. Oh, we're talking about deep conditioning. Is that what you guys are talking about? Deep conditioning or deep cleaning? You'll have to clarify that. So you're talking about deep cleaning, or are you speaking of deep conditioning? Deep conditioning. That's what she said. Okay. Deep conditioning. Your question was, what are your thoughts about deep conditioning on dry hair before shampooing? My thoughts about that would be it doesn't work. Because what you have to do first in order to deep clean, hence deep, you have to make sure that you're getting the conditioner into the hair, and it can't get into the hair if there's a barrier. Dirty hair causes a barrier. That's why co-washing doesn't work. Co-washing, that's why it doesn't work. And I'm pausing, and every time I see myself pause, I want to make sure I repeat the question so that you guys can get this answer in. You must have your hair clean and free so that you can deep condition, go into the cuticle or within the cuticle layer and do repair work. If you have a dirty strand or strands, then the conditioner cannot go into the hair and help with the cuticle and repair the cuticle. If the cuticle is ripped and torn, but you're filled up with pollutants like just dust or debris, old hair products, things like that, then it's not going to deep clean like it should. And the deep conditioning will not go in. So you have to make sure that you clarify your hair and scalp, and then you can deep condition. Deep conditioning is not going to work to actually do its work unless you're clean. The only thing it can do a little bit of, it may help with softening the strand a little bit, but it won't clean. My thoughts about it overnight with a moisturizing conditioner, I think that anytime you put a conditioner on, the longer it stays on the strand, the better it is for the strand. It's going to do more repair work, but you need to raise the temperature of the hair to about 60 degrees from optimum penetration. So you need to sit under a dryer to get true deep conditioning. If you're doing something like overnight, you're not really helping. If you do your deep conditioning, 30 minutes usually is going to be good, and do a plussing technique. That's the best way to get true deep conditioning on a medium setting warm dryer. That's what the 60 degrees about medium setting. That's how you know you're about 60 degrees for the optimum penetration. And then you want to put the conditioner on once. And I have the deep penetrating protein and moisture conditioner because the molecules that make up our conditioner are very small. So it's really a lot easier to get that conditioner deeper into the scalp. So it's going to be, into the hair. So it's a lot easier. I'm going to put that link up. I got a little distracted. So I'm getting a little bit better with this multitasking, actually speaking and typing. So now you know, speaking and typing, it's hard for me to do both of those. Oh my God, it's confessions. Okay, so let me put that link up for you guys. And that way you'll know. You want a clean deep conditioner. And what I mean by that is you want to make sure, and I know I'm getting a little off track from your question, but I promise you I'll draw it in just a second. But you want to make sure, I think it's important to say, you want to make sure that your deep conditioner is one that is going to rinse very clean from the hair. You don't want one that's going to cause a buildup on the hair shaft or the strands. So that's going to be really, really crucial. So you want it to rinse, and you want, traces of the conditioner left on your scalp And that's to come back to your question, the reason why I wouldn't suggest that you leave it in overnight. If it dries up on your scalp, it's going to be hard to remove, and it could cause itching later on, because hence the rinse out. You have your rinse in and rinse out and your leave-in conditioners, and you don't want the ones that are designed to rinse out to stay and dry up on your scalp. They're not as friendly to the scalp. Their job is to really high levels of protein and moisture in order to do some repair work. It's a little different. So let me put that up. There we go. And we're gonna give you guys that. All right. So that's the best conditioner. So overnight, I wouldn't recommend it. Moisturizing the hair, absolutely moisturizing overnight, but not a moisturizing conditioner. Other than your leave-in conditioners like hair vitamins, one do I have, as well as your leave-in moisturizers, twisting your hair in both of those, or even your hydrating detangling souffle. Your hydration, I have so many moisturizers you can leave in, and I recommend, but not one that's designed to rinse out. That's just going to really clog your pores, and it's going to cause maybe some itching for your scalp, no matter what conditioner it is. All right, so hopefully that's helped. Thank you, guys. Those are great questions, by the way. This is all in line with our hair and scalp dehydration. So there's a couple of more links that I'm going to try and put up. So if you have some questions for me, I'm here for you. I'm Trichologist Lisa Akbari, your hair doctor, and I'm here each and every Sunday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. right here in the WDI studio and iHeartRadio. So if you need to get to me, you can always do so by just downloading that iHeart app. And then you'll have me anywhere in the world, especially folks, they've got family out of the country, whether they're in the military or whether they just live in other countries. And this is a good way to get me as well on my YouTube page. Because I have a lot of national and international subscribers, and they are tuning in right now as we speak. I'm going to go to our programs, and the one I wanted to go to was the one on scalp care, because we talked about putting that program up and giving you that link. And I don't want to get away from here. If you have a certain problem, I'm going to give you those links, so please tell me. I don't want to get away before I get those up. And let me just tell you, some of the ones we have are programs for itchy braids and itchy scalp, programs for dry scalp, programs for flakes, programs just for overall scalp care, tender scalp, sensitive scalp. The one for sensitive scalp is the one I would recommend more than anything, because one of that particular program, if I'm not mistaken, let's see, I have my level, let's see, with scalp treatments. Let's have the cleansing, clarifying, and balanced shampoo, my deep penetrating protein and moisture conditioner, and a stabilizing conditioner, my hair vitamins. You get 2 of my support products, my Oil Sheen and Jar and Moisture Plus moisturizer. Yeah, that's a pretty good one, the one for sensitive scalp. And then we're going to go back and let's take a look at some of the others, because there's the one for flaky scalp, I think maybe the one that I am going to recommend. And I'm going to put that link up because I think that will give you several of the scalp. Yeah, I think this will give you several, at least one of my scalp trimmers. Yes, I'm going to put that link up. And it's just going to give you, this is the program for flakes. I think there was a question about that earlier. And so we're going to put that link so that you can just, it's going to just make it really easy for you to log on to that. Now, someone is asking a question. Give me a minute. My phone lines are open at 901-535-9342. And we have the chat room open as well at my YouTube page at Lisa Akbari. So let's get the link up, and then I'm going to answer some questions that I see coming up. We're going to get to a little bit of hair news before we get out of here. And this has been a great show. All right, so let's get the link up, and then we'll get to that question. And remember, if you don't get your question in today, make sure, see, I think, yeah, there we go. Make sure that you email me, Lisa@lisaakbari.com. Okay, so we have a question. Some styling products cause itching for me. That's an excellent question. Any styling product that can has the ability to directly or indirectly seal will cause a itch, or can has the potential to cause an itch. Now let me explain. I need to show my nose. Let me explain what I mean by that. For example, hairsprays. Hairsprays and setting lotions. Some hairsprays and setting lotions can cause an itch because they will lock in your hairstyle. So they're designed to seal in and hold your hairstyle. Well, if your scalp has a buildup of pollutants, you are going to have a problem with those pollutants being locked down in those setting tools as well as those hairsprays. So if you spray hairsprays, and we don't use a lot of those these days, but some people still use them for relaxed hair. They use hairsprays. If you use hairsprays in certain setting lotions, they can cause an itch. Also, oils. You can use a oil and it could cause an itch, but it's not the product as much as it is the condition of your scalp. If your scalp is polluted, for example, if you have a very polluted scalp, like you have a flaky, itchy, or those particular problems, you are going to have problems with something against the tissue causing that flake or causing that itch. So the flake will be the pollutants. It can be a cosmetic, it can be scalp or environmental. Many people who don't shampoo often, and a lot of folks don't do it because they're concerned about dryness. They do a lot of co-washing, and then they try to use these setting tools or these oils on top, and then they itch. That's because those products either directly seal or have the potential to seal. So be very careful. Make sure you have a clean, acidic, stimulated, hydrated environment before you start putting an oil on. You got to have a clean scalp. Now, with that being said, during the course of the week, within the first through 7 days, generally you won't have that problem if you completely clarified your scalp and hair on that shampoo day. In other words, you can oil your scalp every other day or every day up to 3 to 7 days, and you won't be trapping pollutants in. After 3, it's kind of depending on how active you are. So if you know you're sweating and working out, but if you have a scalp flake and itch already, you have to be careful because you can have problems. So how often should one clarify? Very good. Very good question. You should shampoo or clarify every 3 to 7 days. And clarifying means to put your hair and scalp at a pure natural state. So that means you should shampoo every time you clarify because you want to put your hair and scalp at a pure natural state. All of this will help with hair and scalp dehydration. Okay, these are outstanding questions, guys. Yay, you guys are super duper. Okay, let's get back to let's see. I think somebody wanted to know if men could have hair and scalp dehydration. Yes, men can have hair and scalp dehydration. Men have hair and scalp just like women. Do heated tools cause it? Heated tools can cause it on your hair and your scalp. A heated tool can cause it on your scalp if you have a first degree burn or a beyond degree burn. Like if you burn your scalp, as the scalp tries to heal, it's going to peel and dry to heal. So be careful. With your hair, if you burn away your cuticle, then you've lost your ability. You have an inability to retain moisture. So at that point, your porosity is going to change. So you're going to absorb your liquids like your moisturizers, and they're going to dissipate quickly. So yes, it can be a problem, and heated tools can cause a problem with your hair and scalp. Okay, a bit of hair news. There was an article. It's an article in Washington Post. It's mixed martial arts fighter fits hair in. Okay, here we go, Lisa. Read. Mixed martial art fighter fits hair to make weigh-in. Cutting hair is nothing new for the fighters, but cutting your hair to make weigh-in, wow, that's something. This was unusual. So this particular one did this on Thursday when she showed up wearing just a fraction of a pound, about 150 pound. She needed to be 150 pounds, but she cut her hair off so she can make her weigh in. Wow, that is something. We're gonna have to do that one again because we're gonna run out of time. But that was so cool. Hey, that was good. That is hair news. Well, yeah, my team who helps me find these, I just need to read them. They always say read them before we go on the air so that you'll know what we're talking about, because we may talk about just anything, and you did today. You got me. All right, next week we're going to talk about hairline thinning. Ooh, our hairline. That is a biggie. Not just hairline thinning, but hairline, unruly hairline, gray hairline, dry hairline. Ooh, it drives us crazy. So next week we're going to talk about that. I'm excited about that because hairline traction. Oh my goodness, we have so many hairline issues. So we do want to talk about that next week. This has been a great show. I'm trichologist Lisa Akbari, your hair doctor, and we are here each and every Sunday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time right here in the WDI studios. And I'm going to see you guys next Sunday right here. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm so proud of you guys for coming out yesterday to see me in the Whitehaven Christmas Parade. I love you so much. To God be the glory in Jesus. I'll see you next week right here on Ask the Hair Doctor.
This is Kenny Guess Who Like It, inviting you to stay tuned.
Thank you guys so much. It's been a great show. You guys had some outstanding questions. You guys are beating my regular folks. Well, you guys have a blessed Thanksgiving. That's coming up this week. Isn't that crazy? It's already. And let me take this. Woo, that thing is noisy. Okay, so I'm pulling my fro down. You guys have had some outstanding questions. Y'all are actually beating the folks that are on the radio. So anyways, I will see you guys next week right here on Ask the Hair Doctor. Go be careful on Black Friday if you're going out with that. Don't eat too much turkey. I'm going to do a lot of cooking. I love to cook. And we're just going to have please sure you email me. Email me if you have any questions about your hair and scalp, because I'm going to answer those for you. Also request a questionnaire so you can tell me all about it. Tell me about your scalp. Tell me about your hair. The Cyber Get the Length program is starting. So make sure you look for that on my website. Okay? All right. Love you guys. Mwah. To God be the glory in Jesus. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I'll see you next Sunday.